This is St. Mark Advent Adventures with Father Dave and Deacon Ron. Today is Monday of the third week of Advent, and our first reading today comes from the book of Numbers, and it talks about a prophet by the name of Balaam. I know that's the one that we don't normally hear about too much, but believe it or not, he's mentioned over 60 times throughout scriptures, and even in the New Testament. In fact, in the New Testament, Jesus even warns people not to follow the way of Balaam. Now, who was Balaam and why are we being warned about him? Well, Balaam was a prophet. He was a prophet that, he shared the will of God, the word of God with others. But Balaam kind of took advantage of his position, and he grew to really like all the extras that kind of came along with, being a prophet. In fact, he was introduced to King Balak of Moab, and King Balak wanted to use his influence and decided, if I pay him lots of money, if I give him lots of treasures, maybe he will pronounce a curse against Israel and he will help me and my people. Well, Balaam decided, I was going to look into this. I'm going to take advantage of this. He's looking at me and saying, wow, I can do this, and so I'm going to get rich off of this. Well, of course, along the way, Balaam changes his way, and he sees different, and it's all because of God telling him, look, you can't do this. And so what happens here is that we learn a story about somebody that is taking advantage of their position and loving gain, from wrongdoing. And I guess I'd like to look at this today in our walk through Advent and say to ourselves, where do we, love gain and, we end up doing wrong, because we're trying to, gain something. This happens so much. Sometimes we love money just a little bit too much, or we love things just a little bit too much, and it gets in the way of what Advent and Christmas is truly all about, or what it really means to be, that good Christian in this life. Don't follow the way of Balaam. Don't love things more than what you, loving, serving and doing for others. We got to think about that. So today, as we are challenged each day in our walk through Advent, ask yourselves, do you want more? Do you want more things? Or do you want to serve more and love God more and love others more? And that's the promise of Advent.